Have you ever stopped to think that your body could be hiding colonies of bacteria in places you might not even realize? These are areas that go unnoticed in your skincare routine, forgotten corners that could silently be undermining your health, draining your energy, and even shortening your life. Even if you shower daily and take care of your appearance, you may have noticed small signs that betray the passing of time. A persistent odor, a nagging discomfort here and there, subtle messages your body tries to send for help. What I'm going to share with you today can transform the way you relate to your body and, more importantly, can help you gain years of quality life. After years of studying aging and the functioning of the human body, I've discovered that there are 5 critical areas that most older people simply neglect without even realizing it. And this seemingly small oversight could be accelerating your physical and mental deterioration in ways you never imagined. I'm Dr. Laura, a specialist in geriatric medicine and comprehensive health. I want to speak with you openly because respecting you also means saying what needs to be said, even if it's a little uncomfortable. These 5 areas we'll explore together aren't just basic hygiene issues. They're open doors to infections, circulation problems, and chronic inflammation that over time can worsen your health and drastically accelerate aging. The most worrying part is that many doctors assume their patients already know this, so they don't mention it during consultations. Meanwhile, small oversights silently accumulate until they become serious problems that jeopardize their independence and quality of life. But before I tell you what these 5 essential zones are, I need a favor. If you truly care about your well-being and want to maintain your autonomy for longer, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell because this conversation goes far beyond the basics. It's about taking back control of your body and your future. Let's start with the first area and get ready because it might surprise you. The belly button. That's right, that little pit in the middle of your belly that you probably haven't even remembered to clean properly in years. A 2014 study revealed something astonishing. The human belly button can harbor up to 67 different types of bacteria and, in some cases, over 100 distinct species. It's a true microcosm living inside your body, a tiny ecosystem that most of us simply ignore. Think about it. The belly button has a unique structure that creates the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. It's warm, moist space protected from light and air. Dead cells, soap residue, clothing lint, and sweat accumulate there, creating a veritable feast for these microorganisms. When these bacterial colonies overgrow, they not only cause that unpleasant odor, but also release toxins that can enter the bloodstream and trigger inflammation throughout the body. In my clinical practice, I find that about 7 in 10 older people with constant, unexplained fatigue have a mild but persistent infections in areas like the navel. This constant inflammation not only worsens conditions you may already have, such as diabetes, arthritis, and heart problems, but also saps your energy, making you feel tired all the time, even for no apparent reason. But what few realize is that the navel has a much deeper meaning. It was your first connection to life, the point where you received nourishment before you could even breathe on your own. Ignoring this part of your body is, in a way, cutting yourself off from your own life force. The good news is that caring for it is quite simple. Take a cotton swab, wet it with warm water and a little mild soap, and gently clean the inside of your belly button using gentle circular motions. Don't scrub too hard as the skin there is very sensitive. Then, and this is crucial, dry everything with another clean cotton swab, as any remaining moisture can make the situation worse. If you notice a strong odor, redness, or discharge, don't ignore it. It could be a sign of infection and requires medical attention. But dedicating just 30 seconds to this cleansing routine during your daily shower can make a huge difference to your mood and well-being. Now, a quick question for you listening. Where are you watching from? City? Country? Tell me in the comments. I love knowing where people who truly want to take care of their health come from, because that way I can create increasingly useful content for you and your region. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's move on to the second area that needs your attention, and it's right there in front of you, but you might never have noticed, behind your ears. It seems small, almost invisible, but this area says a lot about your overall health. There, in that crease where the ear meets the head, a mixture accumulates that includes sebum, the skin's natural oil, dead cells, dust, and bacteria that love this environment. What many people don't know is that this region is directly connected to your lymphatic system and blood circulation. When bacteria multiply there, they not only cause a bad odor that others can notice even if you don't, but they also create chronic inflammation that can affect other parts of the body. Recent studies show that this inflammation is associated with degenerative diseases such as heart problems, arthritis, and even mental decline. In my practice, I've seen patients with frequent headaches and balance difficulties experience significant improvements simply by properly cleaning this area. This is because inflammation behind the ears can damage nearby nerves and blood vessels, affecting circulation to the brain and inner ear, essential for the body's balance. But there's a detail that goes beyond physical health. When you start neglecting parts of your body, you end up sending yourself a dangerous message that you no longer value yourself, that you don't deserve care. And this lack of attention can end up spreading to other areas of your life without you even realizing it. It starts with something small, like the corner behind your ear, and suddenly you're neglecting yourself completely. The good news is the solution is simple, but it requires consistency. While showering, grab a soft washcloth or small sponge, use a mild soap, and clean behind each ear using gentle circular motions. The skin there is thin and delicate, so don't scrub too hard. Then, and this is super important, dry the area thoroughly with a clean towel, paying special attention to the crease where moisture tends to accumulate. If you have long hair, remember to lift it to help dry the area thoroughly and allow air to circulate. Now, let's talk about the third area, the armpits. They're much more than just a place where sweat appears. The armpits act as a veritable filtration station for the body, a key location for the lymph nodes that help eliminate toxins from the entire upper body. When this area is neglected, you're not only allowing odor to develop, you're also compromising the effectiveness of your immune system. The underarm environment is perfect for bacterial growth. Warm, moist, and full of apocrine glands that produce a special type of sweat rich in proteins. Bacteria love to feed on these proteins and, in the process, release compounds that cause that characteristic odor we all know. But what many people don't know is that when these bacteria multiply unchecked, they can lead to mild but persistent infections called subclinical infections. These infections overwhelm the lymph nodes, weakening the immune system and leaving you more vulnerable to diseases your body would normally be able to fight off. In my experience, I've seen patients with frequent colds, constant fatigue, and even digestive problems see significant improvement simply by adjusting their underarm hygiene and performing a simple lymphatic massage. What's more, the social and psychological impact of this problem cannot be ignored. When a person becomes ashamed of their own body odor, they tend to withdraw from others, avoid social gatherings, stop exercising in groups, and distance themselves from activities they once enjoyed. This isolation isn't just sad. It can be dangerous to their health, as several studies show that social isolation is linked to accelerated brain aging, depression, and even reduced life expectancy, especially in older adults. The correct technique for underarm care goes beyond just applying soap. Use a gentle antibacterial soap and while applying it, massage gently, moving from bottom to top toward the lymph nodes. This quick 30-second massage on each armpit stimulates lymphatic drainage, helping the body eliminate toxins more efficiently. After rinsing, dry the area thoroughly and, if desired, use a natural deodorant that won't completely block your pores so your body can continue its natural cleansing process. Before we move on, I want to pause to ask you something important that will help me create even better content for you. Which of these two challenges is more important in your daily life? Write 1 if you care most about maintaining your physical independence and mobility, or 2 if your main focus is preserving your memory and mental clarity. Your feedback in the comments is crucial for me to understand which topics I should prioritize in future videos and help you in the best possible way. Now, let's continue with the fourth critical area, the groin. This meeting point between the upper and lower body is home to important blood vessels, lymph nodes, and nerves essential for mobility. This area is especially sensitive for aging people because over time, the skin's natural folds deepen, creating ideal spaces for moisture to accumulate, bacteria to proliferate. Neglecting groin hygiene can lead to persistent fungal infections, an increase in harmful bacteria, and chronic inflammation, which, in addition to causing that uncomfortable itching and burning, can also compromise your walking comfort. And when you feel discomfort in this area, you end up changing the way you walk without realizing it, which can cause pain in your back, hips, and knees, triggering a real chain reaction that affects your mobility. Recent research in the field of geriatrics shows that older people with chronic groin infections end up reducing their physical activity by up to 40%. This decline in movement accelerates muscle loss, decreases bone density, and significantly increases the risk of falls, one of the biggest contributors to loss of independence in old age. Furthermore, from a more holistic perspective, the groin area is home to important acupressure points linked to the circulation of vital energy throughout the body. According to traditional medicine, taking good care of this area not only improves blood circulation, but also boosts your energy and vitality levels. Caring for your groin requires special attention because the skin there is delicate. Ideally, always use a pH-balanced soap to avoid damaging the good bacteria that live there. When bathing, be sure to clean the folds with gentle but careful movements to ensure no moisture or dirt remains. Drying thoroughly is essential. Use a clean towel and, if possible, one specifically for that area. If you're prone to irritation or excessive sweating, a natural antifungal powder can be a great ally in keeping the area dry and healthy all day long. Finally, we come to the fifth and perhaps most important area, your feet. They are the foundation of your independence, carrying you throughout your life, adapting to the different paths you choose to take. Yet, your feet are one of the most neglected parts of your body, especially as we age and find it harder to reach them. Have you noticed that walking isn't as easy as it used to be, that your steps are less steady, that putting on your shoes has become an uncomfortable task? We often blame age, but what I've seen in practice is that many of these problems can be prevented or significantly alleviated with simple, regular foot care. From a medical perspective, neglecting your feet can be very dangerous. The buildup of dead skin, constant moisture between your toes, and poorly trimmed nails, things that seem like minor details, create the perfect environment for fungi and bacteria to grow and even enter your bloodstream. When these bacteria enter the bloodstream, they can trigger systemic infections, which are especially difficult to treat in older adults, precisely because of slower circulation in the extremities. Studies show that those who neglect foot care are 3 times more likely to suffer falls, 5 times more likely to develop ulcers that take a long time to heal, and are more likely to lose mobility and consequently independence. And when the skin on your feet begins to crack or form thick calluses, it's not just a cosmetic problem. These changes compromise local circulation, and when combined with fungal infections, which often go unnoticed, can affect the health of your circulatory system as a whole. But I want to share something that almost no one talks about, but which for me is fundamental. Taking care of your feet isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about maintaining your connection to the world. Well-cared for feet keep your nerves active and sensitive, which is essential for balance, for feeling the ground beneath your feet with confidence. This sensitivity acts as your first line of defense against trips and falls. I remember a patient who was 73 years old. He had stopped leaving the house because he was embarrassed by the smell of his feet and the discomfort he felt when walking. When we started a simple, consistent routine of care, the smell disappeared, but what he really gained was something much more precious: the confidence to go out again. With tears in his eyes, he told me he could go to the supermarket, visit his grandchildren, and feel like he was part of the world again. Proper foot care requires patience and attention. Always use warm water, never hot, as hot water dries out the skin and worsens problems. Using a mild soap, gently cream between your toes, around your nails, and on your heels. This isn't just about hygiene, it's also a massage that stimulates circulation and helps maintain foot sensitivity. After washing, drying thoroughly is essential, especially between the toes where moisture invites fungus. Use a clean, dry towel, preferably just for your feet, and gently wipe between each toe. To keep your skin healthy, apply a light moisturizer to your heels and soles, but avoid applying it between your toes to avoid increasing moisture. If you have calluses, using a pumice stone frequently and gently is much better than trying to remove them all at once. And remember to cut your nails straight across, not too short, to prevent ingrown toes. Now, let me be honest with you. These 5 areas we've discussed aren't just superficial hygiene details. They're the keys to keeping your body functioning well, your circulation active, your natural defenses strong, and above all, your confidence intact. When you neglect these areas, you're not only facilitating the appearance of odors and infections, you're also compromising your entire body's functioning, reducing your energy, vitality, and the autonomy you value so much. Excess bacteria and the inflammation they cause create a dangerous cycle of chronic inflammation that accelerates aging and significantly increases the risk of serious diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even cognitive impairments such as memory loss. But here's the good news. Taking proper care of these 5 areas that many people forget can indeed help your body recover and strengthen naturally. It doesn't take anything complicated, just a little attention and regular care. These simple habits, which often go unnoticed, can make a huge difference in your health and well-being. Unfortunately, many healthcare professionals assume you already know these things, so they don't even discuss them during appointments. But the truth is, in everyday life, these important details often get overlooked until they become serious problems. If everything I've shared has opened your eyes to a new way of taking care of yourself, I invite you to take an important step now. Like this video if it was helpful to you. This helps the content reach more people who need this information. And take the opportunity to share it with someone you care about who could also benefit from these tips. Sometimes a simple gesture can transform someone's life. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Every week I bring you practical, science-based tips for those who, like you, refuse to accept that aging only means a loss of quality of life. Remember, every small decision you make today counts for your future. The knowledge you've gained now is a powerful tool for maintaining your independence and health. These 5 zones we've discussed are just the beginning of what you can achieve when you dedicate time and care to your body. Your health is a true treasure, and you have far more control over it than you realize. Start now with small steps, but do so with purpose and regularity. Your future self, the one who will continue walking steadily, living independently, and enjoying every moment, will be deeply grateful for every minute you invest today. Don't wait for problems to arise to take action. Prevention is always the best course of action. So stay strong, healthy, and determined to live each day to the fullest. See you in the next video where I'll bring you more simple, practical, and scientifically proven tips to help you take even better care of your well-being. Until then, take care of yourself and remember, it's never too late to start treating yourself with the love and respect you deserve.